Hi dear viewers, and welcome to Display Repair. In this video we're gonna talk about the most common mistakes when using jumper cables. Now, jumper cables are a necessary accessory to have in your car. It is a lifesaver if the battery runs flat, and with them you can get yourself quickly out of trouble if you have a flat battery. But when using them, people lots of times make mistakes. These mistakes can be costly. They can damage the car's electric and electronic systems. They can even damage the battery to some extent. So having that in mind, we made this video to help avoid these kinds of problems if you happen to have to use jumper cables at some time. So stay tuned.
DisplayRepair.com. Be sure to visit us at our website DisplayRepair.com, where you can find more useful car and driving tips.
Now, one of the first and most common mistakes that drivers make regarding jumper cables is to buy cheap jumper cables of low quality. What does this mean? Well, if you buy cheap jumper cables, these clips right here are made from bad quality metal, but that's not the worst problem, okay? The worst problem is that inside of this cable, under the insulation, should be copper wiring. These are the best jumper cables. But in case of cheap cables, they have a sort of aluminum alloy. I don't know what's the exact term for it, which is both thin and is less conductive. What is the main problem with this? If you don't have good clips and if the cables are not of good quality and preferably from copper, you'll have bad conductivity, which means that you'll have less power to start the battery when it runs flat. I've seen cases where you connect the jumper cables and there is either weak power between the two batteries, although the donor car has a good battery, or you can even see a big heating of this cable, especially near the clip, and it may even heat up so much as to catch fire. So if you want to avoid this mistake, I would rather search for used jumper cables of better quality. I bought these that way. You know, they have a good copper core, copper wire inside, and good strong clips. I'd rather do that than buy the cheap ones. Essentially, when you have the cheap ones, you don't have jumper cables. Now, dear viewers, one more very common mistake that people make when jump starting the car is to leave certain appliances on. So the battery is depleted, but they leave the headlights on, for instance, then they may leave the wipers on, they may leave the cabin fan on, and other appliances. Well, what's the problem with this? When you need to jumpstart the car, when you connect the battery from the donor car, you need as much power as you can get. If the headlights are on, for instance, that little power you have in the battery will be instantly drained, and there will be a less chance of a successful jump start. Closely related to leaving some of the appliances on is, and this is a common mistake, to leave the ignition key on after the battery is flat. Now, this is understandable because when the battery is flat, you can't tell the difference between if the ignition is on or off. It's left this way, and the end result of this is the same as with the appliances. The moment you connect the donor battery, the little electricity you have inside the battery is depleted, and it also puts a burden on the battery of the donor car. All in all, the jump start is much less likely to succeed this way. So the best way to avoid this is, the moment you notice that the battery runs flat, is to turn the ignition off. Now, another very common mistake is that when connecting the battery clips to the battery terminals, people leave them loose. They don't connect them properly. So, and this all is closely related to the first mistake when you buy low quality jumper cables. You should always buy ones that have clips with a good firm grip. So, you know, the right way to do it is to put these cables so they have a firm grip on the battery clamps, okay, and on the battery poles, so there is a good contact. If you leave them flimsy, despite the fact that the donor battery is good, you will not have good contact and you will not be able to jumpstart the car. So the clips must be always put firmly on the battery clamps. Another very common mistake that people make is to leave behind them a situation like this after jump starting the car. This is a common occurrence, for instance, when the donor car leaves and you may see a situation like this one. So the clamps are connected to the battery, disconnected from the donor and left like this. Okay. What can happen here is that you can make an accidental short circuit. For instance, you can, when walking around the car, kick the cables or something like that. You can accidentally try to pick them up. This is what I've seen lots of times. People grab the cables, they hurry, they want to move them as soon as possible. These two clamps connect each other and cause a big short circuit. This way you can easily damage the battery, cause a big short circuit, or even damage the car's electric and electronic system. Another thing, if these clamps are loose when they are on the battery, they can accidentally fall onto each other. This is why, again, it's very important that these clips are good, and why it's important to position them properly. For instance, if you're jump starting the car, the common occurrence is that you will sit in the car, try to crank the car, the other person, and in that situation, no one is taking care of what's going on under the hood, okay? You can't see anything. In that case, when the engine shakes and when it wobbles, one of the clamps may accidentally fall onto each other and again cause a short circuit. So again, make sure that these are tightly put onto the clamps. And now, dear viewers, for the most common mistake, and one that is the most dangerous in my opinion for the car, and that is to mismatch the battery terminals and poles when connecting them. Namely, you put the plus on the minus of the donor car and you put the minus on the plus. Now, why do people make this kind of mistake? The most common reason is either they don't have enough knowledge around cars or they hurry, which is the most common reason, I think. What can I say? When jump starting the car, you have to watch what you are doing. You have various hints that will prevent you from doing such a thing. For instance, you have these red covers on the handles of the jumper cable. Red is always plus, black is minus. On every battery, you have what is plus, what is minus. You have these little color rings on the battery terminals. On other batteries, if you don't have these rings, you have a sign that that is minus, that is plus, and all in all, if you pay attention to what you're doing, there is not a chance that you'll make a mistake. But again, take your time, watch what you are doing, and you will avoid this. If you mismatch this, you can damage the alternator, you can damage the car's electric and electronic systems, you can damage the ECU, perhaps, all in all, make some big trouble. Besides this, people make a mistake lots of times when disconnecting the battery. So let's say, for instance, the jump start has succeeded, you started your car. Most people disconnect first either the donor battery or the battery from the car. What this produces is that in both cases, the jumper cables are still under voltage from one of the batteries. So what they essentially do is they take off the cables like this. First take off one, and take off the other, and as you can see, the donor battery is still connected. If I was to connect the plus and minus, I would get a spark and a short circuit. The right way to do this, and we'll return these into place. The right way to do this, and remember this well, is to take off one cable at a time. So minus from one car, minus from the other, plus from one car, and plus from the other car. And this way you are safe from causing any kind of short circuit or damage. One more mistake is dirty battery terminals. People don't take care of this, when they're jump starting the car. And if you try to jump start a car with dirty battery terminals, these are fairly clean, so there wouldn't be a problem. But if there's a lot of that buildup, the yellowish greenish buildup, and if all in all the clamps are not clean, this will also reduce conductivity. So even if the donor battery is good and you connect it to dirty battery terminals, you may not be able to jumpstart the car. In this case, if you were to see that the battery terminals are filthy, you should take them off, clean them, and then try to jumpstart. If you want to see how to clean battery terminals and how to replace the car battery, we made a specific video on this topic. I'll leave a link in the corner and in the video description. Another A rather peculiar mistake that people make, and this is not that common to be honest, is to leave the jumper cables connected after the jump start is successful. So the engine has been started, everything is okay, but for some reason people leave the battery connected for some time, for 5 or 10 minutes. I've seen this, and I think the main reason for this is that people think that the donor battery will help additionally recharge the battery that's flat, that it will take some load off the alternator for recharging. Well, that's not true. It will not help at all. On the contrary, what you do is put extra load on the alternator, and you should not do this. So the right thing to do is to, once you've jump started the car, immediately take off the battery cables like we've shown you and let the alternator do its job and recharge the battery. One more thing that people often do is to, when connecting the jumper cables, they don't untangle them previously. Now, most of these cables have sort of a suitcase of their own, a plastic bag, which they are in when they are not used. And, when people return them into these bags, they get tangled. When people are, again, in a hurry, when they want to do this as soon as possible, they leave them tangled that way. And what this can cause is that when you want to connect the battery that's depleted and the donor battery, the cables will be both shorter, and you won't have the proper length, but also there is a bigger possibility of causing a short circuit, because if the cables are tangled between each other near the clips, they can, when you pull them around, they can accidentally connect between each other when they're connected to the battery and cause problems. So be sure to first untangle the cables and then use them. Dear viewers, for the end of this video, what can I say? Always be careful when using the jumper cables. It's a simple procedure. Again, plus on plus, minus on minus, red on red, black on black, and you won't cause any kinds of mistakes. Also, what's very important, take your time when doing this. Don't lose your head. People, especially who don't know their way around cars, get into panic when something like this happens. Stay calm, connect the cables properly. Make sure you do everything properly and there will be no problems. Otherwise, you may cause costly and severe trouble not only to your car, but also to the donor car, to other people that were kind enough to help you and to let you connect your car to theirs and get yourself out of trouble. That's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's a huge help for what we're doing. Also, if you find the time, watch our other videos where you can see other car-related, maintenance-related, driving-related videos that I hope will help. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your time.